Tvam Brahma Paramam Guhyam Sat Asat Bhava Bhavanam Nana Shakti Bir Abhatas Tvamatma Jagat Ishvaraha Tvam, your Lordship, Brahma, impersonal Brahman, Paramam, Supreme, Guhyam, confidential, Sat Asat Bhava Bhavanam, the cause of varieties of creation, its cause and effect. Nana Shakti Bihi, with varieties of potencies. Abhata, manifest. Tvam, you are. Atma, the Supersoul. Jagadishvaraha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation and purport from His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. You are the cause of all causes, the self-effulgent, inconceivable, impersonal Brahman, which is originally Para-Brahman. You manifest various potencies in this cosmic manifestation. Purport. This prayer is offered to the impersonal Brahman, which consists of the effulgent rays of Para-Brahman. Para-Brahman is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Param Brahma, Param Dhamma, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. When Lord Shiva is worshipped as Para-Brahman, the worship is meant for Lord Vishnu. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tvan Brahma Paramam Guhyam Sat Asad Bhava Bhavanam Nana Shakti Bir Abhatas Tvam Atma Jagat Ishvaraha. You are the cause of all causes, the self-effulgent, inconceivable, impersonal Brahman, which is originally Para-Brahman. You manifest various potencies in this cosmic manifestation. Hare Krishna. So, welcome you all who come for this morning class. Hopefully I will be able to say something valuable and more for my purification. So please be merciful to me, and I need your mercy to say at least something valuable. So in this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, we can see like Krishna put his devotees into very interesting position. Like we can see in Bhagavad Gita that Krishna put his devotee Arjuna, he glorified actually him, and he put him into position that he will be glorified by others as a hero, as a person who actually fight with Kurus and who win the battlefield. You know, before it was already like done. Krishna said like they already died. But Krishna want to put his devotee into like a position that he will be glorified. And we can see like in many places in Bhagavatam is this principle is established. Also here we can see like position of Lord Shiva. Many times we heard like he's one of the greatest devotee, and now he's like representing Lord Vishnu himself. Jiva Goswami, he said like there are two topics which are very difficult to understand, and it's like Jiva, it's like a guru, position of guru, and position of Shiva Tattva. Because many times we can see even if someone who doesn't no like purpose or doesn't have like a proper guidance, he can think that Shiva is the supreme. So Srila Prabhupada expertly like cut these misconceptions and clearly establish who is the supreme and who is the actually para Brahman. In Bhagavad Gita, mentioned in 8th chapter, Aksharam Brahma Paramam Svabhavo Dyatam Uchyate Bhuta Pravot Bhavakaro Visarga Karma Samgnita. The Supreme Lord said, the indestructible, transcendental living entity is called Brahman, and his eternal nature is called the Self. Action pertaining to the development of these material bodies is called karma or fruitive activities. And in purport, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that Brahman is indestructible and eternally existing, and its constitution is not changed at any time. But beyond Brahman, there is Para-Brahman. Brahman refers to the living entity, and Para-Brahman refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The constitutional position of the living entity is different from the position he takes in the material world. In material consciousness, his nature is try to be the Lord or of Master, but in spiritual Krishna consciousness, his position is to serve the Supreme. When the living entity is in material consciousness, he has to take on various bodies in material world. That is called karma, or varied creation by the force of material consciousness. So we can see in a material world is not so easy, and we try our best to be all the time in do our best to develop Krishna consciousness. Every day we're hearing so many news. Nowadays we hear like news about mostly connected with how to be positive, COVID positive, and how to do how to avoid all this struggling. But we can also hear news today from Srimad Bhagavatam, and that's actually the real news, what we can hear every day. The news which directly coming from spiritual world. That's the real news, what we should be more eager to hear and what we should be more eager to be absorbed in. It's everything in this material world in one sense is temporary, and struggling and miseries will be all the time here. But those who want to be serious and spiritual path, they are more interesting in what Krishna is saying, what our gurus, what parampara is giving to us. And it's quite clear, the path is quite clear, as it is, not changed, nothing changed. Also you can see how many misconceptions are presenting nowadays, and what is presenting by modern society in general. I heard recently a very nice example, when we see something what is designed very nicely, maybe all of you know the Rolex watch. So it's quite famous brand, Rolex. It's if someone say Rolex watch, everyone knows it's quality watch. And we can see that when we look inside the watch, there are very constructed very in details, so many these wheels, and everything is very detailed, that in final product is the watch which are working in perfect sense. And there is one theory that if you break or if you put these parts of this watch to Whirlpool, to machine, And you will be like, after like few thousand years, you will like roll this whirlpool. Then in one day you will take like perfect watches, like from that machine. And it's like, that's what is presented by the scientists nowadays. So everyone who has little like sense can understand it's like nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. We can see even behind these watches someone who is the creator, who is the designer. What to say about like material world all around us, what we can see. We can ask question, who is behind this design? Who is like that person? There should be some person behind it. What to say about we even don't, we are not able even to create or like some small grass or something what is like some plant. We can like use like some different like techniques like GMO or whatever, but or some genetic like things, but still we cannot create the basic products which are made from this. Like, it's not possible. Like to put life into this matter. So if you like see like just like these basic things around us, then what to speak about the whole universe? What to speak about like many universes? What to speak about like in like much big matter? And then we can understand like there was one incident what was with Tamal Krishna Goswami happening in Calcutta, when was Tamal Krishna Goswami sitting with Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada said him, oh, there is like the whole universe, like Karuna Dakashi Vishnu from his like these universes and so on and so on. And then he continued, there is like so many universes, there is like so many planets, and it is like one universe is like the planet Earth, and this planet Earth is like the so many continents. It's like India is also there, and India is like Calcutta, and Calcutta is like flat or house, and in this house like big Tamal Krishna Goswami is sitting. So we can understand that our position in this material world is, we are so small. We are not so important, but we are thinking like we are so important. So important. Many times we're thinking, why this Krishna is on the altar? Why we are not, we should be there, we should be worshipped, they should serve to us, they should cook for us, they should dress us, they should do everything for us. We would like to be in that position. That's why we are in this material world, because we want to be Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada gives us like quite opposite side, who we really are. That we are Krishna's dog, not God. So these tendencies are all around us, and actually we are growing with these tendencies from our childhood, because it's presented widely in school, in society, that we should be the gods. We should be the masters. We should be those who will show the world. But then we see like where are we really are. We are not even like possible to control urges of this body, or to speak about other things. That's our real position. And we can see like more advanced devotees are, they, even if they are offended, they don't consider it as an offense, because they are not connected with that body. They don't consider that are like something serious happened, because they are like so insignificant. You can see like Ambarish Maharaj, Durvasa Muni. And so when Durvasa want to kill him and call this demon, and then chakras start to follow Durvasa Muni, Ambarish Maharaj was like still fasting, and he was waiting when Ambarish Maharaj will come back, and then he continue like to host him and serve him. That was like position of Ambarish Maharaj. We can imagine what we will do if someone will like come to us or like start to like saying little like stronger words, that immediately we are disturbed. And it's like, it's not that we will like be like Ambarish Maharaj, like, oh, how can I serve you, please? we're like quite opposite. Then we can see where our consciousness is, how much we like develop this Trinadapi Sunichena, how we are tolerant, how we are develop all these like nice Vaishnava qualities. We have actually there's like 3C: complaining, we compare, and we criticize. That's what we usually are doing. I'm speaking mostly for myself. So this is in this section we can see like this churning of ocean. This churning is like quite interesting lila. Even when you are traveling in Thailand airport, there is the whole like diorama of this lila. It's quite interesting because like there was like not so based like Vedic culture, but still they presented in like very nice way the whole diorama in the airport. And actually the whole lila is connected with Kumbh Mela. I think all of you heard about Kumbh Mela? No. It's a big festival in India, which is celebrated usually every 12 years. And all these sages, Naga Babas, and all these like holy men come to that places, because on 4 places in India, one was Prayag, Haridwar, Varanasi, and the last one Ujjain. So this nectar was split on these places, because when son of Indra was running with the pot, it's actually Kumbha means pot. That's like Kumbh Mela. So when he was running with this pot, this nectar dropped on these 4 places. And it's every 12 years, because they were like running in this way, like they're like trying to get the nectar like 12 days. But 12 days is like here, like 12 years. So every 12 years is like this festival. And Srila Prabhupada, he attended this festival twice. Once it was in 71, and next one it was in 77. And there was like one nice incident what take place there, and it was with one devotee who came there, and he was on darshan with Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada asked him, "So you came here to take bath?" And this person, he said like, "Prabhupada, I came here to just have your association." And then he take like small bowl, and he start to wash Prabhupada lotus feet, and then he distribute this water, and all devotees were like in ecstasy. So he said like, this is the real thing in Kumbh Mela, to come to your lotus feet and to have your association and to hear from your lotus mouth. And Srila Prabhupada, when he was in Kumbh Mela, he said, this is in a conversation recorded in January 77. Prabhupada said that the real purpose of the Kumbh Mela is to take advantage of the spiritual knowledge presented there. The Kumbh Mela is Sat Sangha. If you go to the Kumbh Mela to find out a man of knowledge, then your Kumbh Mela is right. If one thinks that this Shalila, the water, to take bath in the water is Kumbh Mela, then he is a Gokhara, a cow or an ass. But the real idea is now there is assembled so many saintly persons. Let me take advantage of their knowledge. Then he is intelligent. People should take advantage. You can go different groups of saintly persons. Different groups means Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti. There are some yogis, some jnanis, some bhaktas. They are of the same category, little difference, but they are all spiritual. They have no interest in this material world. Srila Prabhupada said that although many of the sadhus presented were inauthentic and didn't really know the highest goal of human life, many were perfect yogis. These yogis from remote parts of India would come out for the Mela and then return to seclusion. I have personally seen, Prabhupada said, that they take bath in the Ganges and come up in the 7 secret rivers. They go down in the Ganges and come up in the Gandharvi river. Then they go down and come up in the Krishna river and go down like that. The devotees therefore should respect everyone who attend the Mela. Prabhupada also explained that one is not liberated automatically by taking bath at the Kumbh Mela on the specific auspicious days, but by coming to the holy Tirtha and taking bath on the holy days, the door to liberation gets open. So, Srila Prabhupada and his vision to go to Kumbh Mela was preaching, to distribute Krishna consciousness. And he tried to encourage all these devotees to preach, widely preach. And it was quite cold when they were there. And they were like struggling. And in morning, like on Mangala Arati, they didn't wake up. And Srila Prabhupada was like checking why they didn't come. So then he realized like it's too cold for them. And then Prabhupada next day, he take a cold shower and he give like personal example. And all of his disciples, next days, they follow, even if it was like freezing cold. I mean, like sometimes maybe here, also in New Mayapur, devotees are have like similar experience. It's maybe too cold, maybe sometimes many difficulties to come for morning program. But many times when we overcome this comfort zone, then we can get more nectar. And the same is with the preaching. Sometimes when we little get out of our bubble of our own world of Krishna consciousness, then we can really appreciate it what Srila Prabhupada really gave to us. Such a treasure, such a unique thing, which on material platform cannot be even really appreciated and understand. We can see when we are distributing books or going on Harinam Sankirtan, how we can see in front of our eyes how wonders are manifested. I remember when we were traveling in different places, and once we did Harinam in Slovenia, and I was that day distributing books, and there was one boy just standing on side, and he was only waving with his head, when I approached him, I asked him what's going on? What's happened to you? And he said, this is not possible. This is not possible. I don't believe that this is happening. And I asked him what do you mean? What's happened? Because we did Harinam, and with Harinam, we distribute books, and he said like, I just finished this book, and he showed me chant and be happy. And he said, I just finished this book, and immediately when I finished this book, you guys, you appeared. I don't believe that's like, how it's just like, I was interested in chanting of Hare Krishna, and immediately I meet you, like Hare Krishna, so it's like, how it's possible that this is happening? And we can see like so many like stories like this. Even when we were on tours on Saturday, this lady like who joined to Harinam, you can see like how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful, that he gives like such mercy to everyone, that everyone can take like part in this Sankirtan movement. Just sometimes we only need to put our false ego like a little side, and maybe develop or start to develop more on Vaishnava qualities, and like maybe work more on like to have like good association of devotees, good sadhu sangha. It means like association of Srila Prabhupada and reading and associated with his books and with his Vani. So I would like to stop here. Thank you very much for your attention, and hopefully I didn't disturb anyone or anything what I said. And if you have some comments or some question, please.
Jivananda, which are the other women in Harinam Sankirtan? Please give me enlightenment about Harinam Sankirtan. Can you tell us some stories?
I can mention one story what happened to Sankirtan party. It happened in New York. It was in a metro.
Where?
Metro, like underground. Yeah. And devotees, like in Harinam Ruchi, they all the time chanting, like in metro, in train, in plane, everywhere. Just trying to feel these moments of silence with Maha Mantra. And it happened that we were in the metro in New York, and there was one devotee who was playing like harmonium, and like we were singing, and there was one man in the metro, and he was like, stop this nonsense. I don't want to hear this, like. And devotees, they continue a little softer, but they continue. And he was like, little like his face was red, and he sit there, and he was little like angry. And he was like, stop this nonsense, stop this, stop that. And devotees like continue. And after a few minutes, he put like his hook, and slowly some small like smile start to like appear on his face, like slowly, like few more minutes, and he's like, and in one moment he was chanting, like miracle, really chanting. And there was another man who was sitting there, and he was like observing the whole situation, and he said like, what just happened? What did you do? I saw it in my eyes. Like, and he cannot like understand, like he saw like miracle in front of his eyes. So it's exactly like what's happening on the street. It's like miracles in front of our eyes. Even our eyes are like, our senses are imperfect, are like Kali Yuga eyes, that we usually see something completely different. But sometimes by Krishna's mercy we can see also like Krishna's hand in like many situations. So this was one of this moment on Sankirtan when you really like think like, wow, like Krishna is really here, like it's working. It's like, your faith start to be like more like, oh, yeah, maybe I should start to do something with my Krishna consciousness like more seriously, Yeah, and that's like a moment when I think many devotees have like experienced that sometimes in kirtan you are praying that, oh, I wish that this moment will never end. I wish that this kirtan will go like continuously for like forever. So yeah, that is like was like the moment when we were like, yeah, that's exactly like we wish that it will be continue like forever, like this Sankirtan and this mood. And that's what Srila Prabhupada actually bring to the devotees, to the Western countries, and actually to the whole world. He bring it back to the India and he established it everywhere, all around the world. All around the world. It's really amazing.
Does this nectar of immortality you're speaking about in this gathering have something to do with our story? With Lord Shiva, the Devatas churning the ocean?
Yeah, because from this churning of ocean, then like final product was like the Amrita, the nectar, and this nectar was like split on these 4 places. So that's I would like to mention that also like this festival.
Some jar,
Yeah.
some drops they fell.
Yeah, on these 4 places. On these 4 places.
Because we hear that some reptiles and all kind of venomous snakes and lizards and other entities, they took advantage of the poison that was extracted by Lord Shiva.
Yeah.
And at the end also, the pastime, the Rahu took advantage of drinking disguising him as a devata. And he said was immortal. Then these drops they fell nowadays still every 12 years on the earth.
Yeah, it's like when the constellation of the planet, like it's like Jupiter and Sun and Moon, in the like proper position, then it's like every 12 years.
So this nectar is still existing somewhere in this universe.
Yes.
The tank is overflowing sometimes every 12 years here.
Yeah, the nectar is still here, all around us. But question if you have like eyes to see the nectar all around us. If you have like, it's here, but if we are not qualified to...
The Kumbhamela that happens in Sagar, at the confluence of the Ganges and the ocean in January, it's a different pastime from this one. It's another gathering.
Yeah, there is like there is like small one, this like Mela, this small one, but this main one is like every 12 years. A small one is like every 6 years, but the main one is like every 12 years.
I was listening to a lecture last night and you were saying about like sadhus in Vrindavan. You were saying that it's very rare to find a saintly sadhu in Vrindavan. But
You find?
a saintly sadhu is very rare to find and hear from him in Vrindavan. But they're there, but you can't find them. You have to have enough sukriti.
It's good to know from what source we are hearing and with who we are associated. Because especially when you come to Vrindavan, you can be like very easily cheated. And very easily you can be like going what looks like maybe spiritual path. You can go like some sahaja or some completely another like path. So it's very important to know who is like the sadhu, what are the qualities of sadhu, and what actually we should from who is the person we should like listen. Then we can be like clear when we see Srila Prabhupada, his qualities, his teachings, that he is real representative of Krishna. That if we are not sure about everyone else, still we can associate with Srila Prabhupada. Because Prabhupada is going in parampara system. He's not changing anything. But nowadays you can see like many spiritual leaders who, if you like checking like what is in which parampara you follow, they don't follow any parampara. They just created their own like teachings, you know. It's like that in the future you can be also like one of them, you know, like Jasonism or something like that, you know. Like everyone can like create something like according to your own mind and according to your feelings and understanding of Vedanta. But that's like Srila Prabhupada, he was quite clear, very clear. And he put in his teachings like Krishna, not himself. Like, yeah, it is very important to hear from the right source. But if someone wants to be cheated, he will find a cheater, you know. That's why it's so important to hear and read Prabhupada's books properly. That we can understand like what's there, what's the essence. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.